And L in the house. Aquagana. Bitcoin ballin'. Bring it to you raw. Here we go. Here we go. Bitcoin ballin', gonna chat callin', what you need, baby, I got you. Bitcoin ballin', Aqua we all in, it's our time, no more sleeping. We're ballin', we're ballin'.
Someone commented on a Cardano video, said my hand gestures were very distracting. So to that person, I apologize. I got big hands. So I'm trying to work on, that's why you see me do my hand moves all the time. I'm trying to work on making them smaller moves. Not as large moves, but smaller moves.
You know what they say about people with big hands, right?
They got big mittens. They also have big shoes, big feet, and a big heart because you have no heart. What is going on, Crypto fam? Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I am one of your co-hosts, David, and we are coming at you from our studio in Sin City, Nevada with our live show. Today is a special one. For those of you that came back from yesterday, welcome back. For those of you that are new, say hello. We'd love to give you a shout out on our channel. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer. Nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice, so please do your own research. With that being said, here's Robin.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Oh, man.
Welcome back, Robin. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. So your boy feeling good today, man. Me too.
Feeling good?
Oh, man, I'm feeling amazing.
Feeling juicy?
I'm back in the studio. I got the Raiders gear on. I also have a Raiders donut. Ooh, so at some point, your boy gonna be snacking.
I don't know. With all the talking you do, I don't think you're gonna give your mouth a chance to eat.
Oh man, it's
first of all, how spend some quality time with the kids, man?
Yeah, man, it was good, man. A little staycation. Awesome. You know, went right outside of town to the lake, so pretty cool.
So you know, my idea was, hey, Robin, why don't you just patch in, you know, and just have the kids in the background? And then before he patched in Tuesday, his kids were there, and his daughter. I told him, I was like, your daughter's a little troublemaker like mine. She was running around, throwing up signs, throwing elbows at Robin. I was like, yeah, it was probably a good idea.
My kids are arguing, bro. My kids argue more than me and you do.
Taking deep dives in the fountains in the restaurants. Oh man.
All right. So yeah, a lot has happened, man. It's like every 3 hours something crazy is going on in the crypto world. So a lot to cover today. We do want to get away from this traditional doom and gloom and this narrative, and let's not forget why we're here. It's for innovation, cool new space with new technologies that are better than the old ones, and in a fun new way, packaged up in a fun new way in blockchain. So with that said,
you didn't do your intro, bro. Our friend Will said we have 16 people but only 11 likes, and it's because you didn't do what the hell wrong with you.
Yeah, you know what? I will. Let me actually. Yeah, I'm out of my my comfort zone here, but
it's the donut.
But now we do have the vice president for BAT, Basic Attention Token,
business operations. Yeah.
So really excited. He's gonna share his knowledge on the product today. So anyways, that's what we figure. You know, everybody's all talking about the crash and how much Bitcoin is down and all this, and
we'll talk about that
Terra
too.
Luna. Yeah, we'll cover it. But I mean, let's not forget, man. This is still a lot of good projects to cover. So, anyways, that's that. But anyways, let me ask y'all something. Have you liked the video yet? Because you ain't liked the video yet. What the hell wrong with you? And if you ain't subscribed yet, how the hell did you find us? And then lastly, hit that notification bell.
How they found us?
Because if they ain't subscribed, YouTube ain't vibing with us. So I'm just curious. And then also, what else I got? Hit the notification bell. There you go. Quick roll call here. We're going to go over the chat. Let's see what we got. We got Why You Loud first in the chat. Gang. Kenny G, Broke Yoshi, Tox. We got Nashawn. Also Mervin, Daniel, Olga, Jason, AZ, Stereo 2s, on the ones and twos, and in the chat.
So, Daniel, I'd give it to the end of today to get your Bitcoin. Why you loud? Put a 1 if you got yours. I believe you got yours. I only got one confirmation on from my Cash App, so I should get it. Give it some time, but if you haven't got it tomorrow, we'll figure it out. So congratulations to those of you that won. You won $50 of my money, $50 of Eddie's money. So
That's right. So Bitcoin's down.
it's actually up.
Bitcoin's up.
Bitcoin's up. Well, it's down technically.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're under 30,000.
Oh, we got a couple new people. So my sister-in-law is here. Laura, what's up? Said she watches the show. I was like, how come you never say hi? So Laura, we give her an hola. I think it's her first time in the
Laura. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
And then White Castle. I mean, Hardcastle.
Hardcastle.
Eric. Yeah.
Eric. Senor Eric. Hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
You know, your voice isn't as loud today. You all right?
No, I need some water.
The man is parched. His lips are stuck together.
Your boy back.
Yeah. To all the new people, make sure you guys subscribe. Like the video. So I feel like there's so much to talk about today. That was me yesterday, right? I'm scatterbrained. I'm like, this is happening, and then breaking news, and then breaking news, and then breaking news. Like, what are you talking about first?
I got all the stuff that's happened. I also have 3 days worth of my thoughts that I need to just unload. Okay. So I hope you're ready, because between Terra Luna,
4-hour show.
UST, between the FUD of Citadel and BlackRock, them dumping the markets and collaboration with Gemini and Tether, and then you got the inflation. You got this Tether thing that's popping off now. I mean, bro, I'm wound up, bro. I hope you're ready.
Terra's down to 37 cents.
No, they're not even. They're at 1.5 cents.
Terra? No, UST.
Oh, yeah. UST. Tether's down to
UST, obviously Terra stablecoin. They're down at 37 cents. They just can't.
They just announced, we'll discuss a little deeper, but they just announced that they're shutting the blockchain down.
Yeah.
Temporarily.
Yeah.
And when they say temporarily, they're probably going to just shut it down long enough to remove all the liquidity.
Which will kill the project.
Pack their bags up and be like, no, in all honesty, no joking aside, you know what? $50 billion between the two protocols pretty much got liquidated. I mean, now there's still money locked up in UST, so it's not all gone, but for the most part, most of it is. You're looking at Luna. Luna is outside the top 300. The top 10 project outside the top 300.
Is this the biggest collapse the crypto market has ever seen?
In a top project, yes. Have you had collapses of exchanges? You've had collapses
XRP, but that wasn't really.
You've had all kinds of different collapses, but right now, for the most part, this is the largest collapse. It's not going to be the last either. Think of it this way. I mean, as much as we are in support of XRP and like we think it's going to be bullish and going to have prosperity when the court case, I mean, what do you think would happen to XRP if the SEC basically found that they were security and that they need to register and that Brad Garlinghouse is going to get time? I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm just saying,
Garlinghouse is going to the big house.
You should be preparing for that. And anything outside of Bitcoin, you should expect the projects to fail for the simple fact they haven't been around long enough.
Can we throw ETH in the Bitcoin category now? Can we throw ETH in the Bitcoin category?
I mean, it was only was it 2013?
That was almost 10 years ago, bro.
2013, you had the ETH, the Ethereum, was it a hack or whatever it was, exploit? Yeah. And then they hard forked it to ETH Classic. So,
listen, so I wore my shirt today on purpose. Okay, trying to prove a point to you guys. Bitcoin's got a pulse, guys. Bitcoin has a pulse. To me, we can doom and gloom all day. We're not going to, like Robin said. Bitcoin's got a pulse. For what happened to have happened, the massive sell-off from the LFG Foundation of Bitcoin, all the liquidation, all the margin calls, all the everything. And for Bitcoin to drop to 26, bounce right back up to almost 30K is very, very bullish. And just real quick, I want to share a tweet with you guys. This is pretty significant. It's from Robin's home country. Well, not his home country, but they speak the same language. Rock, will you pull up my laptop, please? This is a tweet from Bitcoin Magazine 30 minutes ago. Largest Brazilian brokerage to allow its 3.5 million users to buy Bitcoin. So there's another 3.5 million people who are going to have access to purchasing Bitcoin. The markets are tanking. We are losing money in our portfolios, but adoption continues to grow. The grass is greener on the other side, my friends. We have to hang in there. We retweeted on our channel what Charles tweeted about this is what bear markets do. They just descend. It goes fast, then it lingers.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Down, linger. Step down, linger. But the initial drop is big. And it happens in the course of 3-4 weeks. Then starts to settle, leg down, settle, leg down. And then eventually flattens out, and then we go back on a rise. So if it's your first bear market, don't freak out. If you're a believer in crypto, crypto's not going to zero. Bitcoin's not going to zero. There are going to be a lot of projects that go to zero, though. That's why we always talk about, during these market conditions, why you want to have your money in stuff like Bitcoin and ETH. Robin talks about it all the time. I talk about it all the time.
I would also say keep it in stable coin, but
yeah.
Not so stable, the stable coin, you know?
Yeah. You know, someone, and not to make light of the situation, but Do Kwon's Twitter handle is stable Kwon. And someone said, can we change that to unstable Kwon? And we actually have some news on Do Kwon.
There was all kinds of.
This is not his first foray into algorithmic stable coins.
And you know what they were calling him on Twitter yesterday?
What?
Dokon.
Like conning people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So Melvin. So Melvin's new. Robin, would you throw him a quick hola before I reference
Melvin.
what he's talking about?
Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
I'm on Twitter, and someone tweeted about the Luna blockchain shutting down. And someone was like, can you explain it in football terms? And what Melvin said is what the guy said. So he goes, yeah, so it's the 89th minute. They're losing 432-0 and have run off with the ball. So again, this is not to make a lot of
like this Raiders football that we got.
Yeah.
Hello.
Look, I lost money on Luna. Robin lost money. Everyone lost money on Luna. We all had some kind of exposure in a top 10 project. No one could have foreseen this Black Swan event. We feel your guys' pain. I do. Robin does. Rocco
this
does.
Is cream filled, bro. Football's ain't supposed to have cream in them.
I'm trying to talk to my people here. A little sweet. And a lot of people have lost a lot of money, and you might be one of those people. But look, are we going to sulk? No. What we do is we look at what we did. We look at what Terra did, and we say, you know what? What can we learn from this? What did we do wrong? Could we possibly do something different to make sure this doesn't happen to us again? Should we maybe spend a little more time digging a little deeper into projects? Maybe we don't know code. We don't know what the back end looks like, but maybe ask people on Twitter, ask people on social media, right? Use resources. And as long as we learn, every experience, every mistake could be turned into a positive, and so can this. So,
yeah, man. I mean, the thing is, you know, there's not to put any make any light of the situation, but you know, a lot of people lost money, man.
A lot of you lost money, I lost money.
I mean,
you're paying, guys.
I mean, people went all in. And, you know, we can sit here after the fact and be like, well, you should never spend money you shouldn't, you know, you're not willing to use. I mean, I think people already know that. When you lose the money, you don't need to poke anybody and be like, hey, you know, you shouldn't have been investing stuff. You know, I mean.
It's the I told you so moment.
Yeah, there's no need for that. There's
none. But
there's people out there, and you know, there's talks of like suicides and stuff. And
that's
you know, I mean, people like went all in and over leverage themselves. So kind of scary, man. But
it is. But like I said, we can either sulk or we can look at what we did, look at what happened.
You know, it's almost like, you know, coming to fruition through crypto. I mean, hopefully you don't get burned too bad, but you know, generally for most of us, you have a a period where you get burned once, you get hacked once, you get your wallet compromised once. These things, part of the game, man. As much as it sucks, hopefully you just don't lose everything. Hopefully it's just something that stings. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. The way I always talk about it with people, I'm like, hey, think about every time that your credit card gets stolen and somebody uses it. You have the convenience of calling your bank and being like, hey, my credit card got stolen. They reverse all the transactions. Doesn't happen in blockchain. But at the same time, you don't get any of the, you get fee. Yeah, you get the fee in. You get fee to death. You get interest rates that are insane. You have a savings account that pays you 0.01% interest. And so you get no benefits of it. And so there are some small rewards to using centralized services like banks and credit cards, but
it's a give and take. What are you willing to give up for what you're going to get?
Just proceed with caution, man. And just the last thing I'll say is just invest. Not investment advice, but just if you're going to invest, don't invest, especially in crypto. Just be ready not to touch it for 3 or 4 years. That's the big thing. Like,
also, don't be afraid to take profits.
Yeah, if you put all your savings into something, and then that's all your savings, what happens if your car breaks down?
Right.
Obviously, you got to sell your crypto if that's your situation. So there you go.
All right. Speaking of situations and attention, we are now going to bring our special guest on the show, the VP of Business Operations for the BAT Project, Mr. Luke Molks. Let's bring him on. Mr. Molks, welcome to Sin City Crypto. I am David. The gentleman who is no clue why he's a Raiders fan is Robin. Are you a Raiders fan?
Yeah, I grew up. I live about 15 minutes from Oakland, so I've been. I knew Raiders before I knew crypto.
Hey,
but
I got this Raiders donut right here. This is how big of a fan I am. I already took a bite out of it, as you could tell. But
Luke, I just want to say I'm very sorry. I'm sorry all the pain you've gone through, the tuck rule, everything. If you ever want to come over to the green side, the Green Bay Packers side, we will gladly take you in.
Look, Bay Area sports are it's an interesting ride, man. It's a love-hate thing. It's a up and down ride, just like crypto, right?
Yeah,
I agree.
The funny thing was he was trying to lob up a softball for himself and be like, "Oh, and then just wow, just like, oh, that one blew up in your face.
Yeah, it's good. Anyways, how you doing, Luke? How are you feeling? Everything going on in the crypto market in general. Everything's going down, not just in crypto, but stock markets, equities, bonds. I mean, gold. Even gold's going down. So, what's your sentiment personally? Just to talk to our viewers and just kind of what's going on through your mind. Like, how you feel?
Yeah, there's a balance. There's a balancing act here, right? Because part of me is like, okay, these things need to happen, right? Like you can't have froth forever, and also these events that happen, there's macro effects that are very big around, global economics right now and kind of changing of the guard from, the U.S. as a dominant player to like a multipolar world, right? Like there's all that going on. And then there's also in the crypto space, it's like especially the past year and a half, it's just been insane. You've got not only, existing projects that have been around that are blowing up and creating technology, but you've also got new tokens coming on. I think there's like, over 15,000 at this point. And for us, it's like always been a bit of a different game too, because we were one of the first, and back in 2017, we were one of the first projects that actually had a product in production when we did a token launch, right? So, we've always been very build focused and getting utility for the tokens always been like a key thing. So having functionality helps us on the Brave and Bat side a lot because advertisers buy ads, whether the market's up or down, and Bats utilize that way. We're not like fully reliant on, like we know Bat will get used, right? Like, especially as we grow. So I think, part of this is just brutal waking up and seeing your net worth go down a lot, but also it's only a loss if you sell. I don't know. I'm so bullish on what we're doing here, what the space is doing. Like, I think that it's really truly one of those last stop moments before everything that you encounter is sold out and having a chance to kind of regain back some of that control and uplifting for people, especially when you see all these like BlackRock real estate signs everywhere in the neighborhood. Yeah. So, I see this as like a pivotal moment. And I think that, it is kind of gnarly, but it is what it is. And the cream rises to the top with this stuff.
Amen to that. And you brought up a really good point. Marketing, advertising, that will never go away. And so will you just kind of talk a little bit about, I know what the BAT project is, and we're actually, we are in the works of doing a deep dive on your project. So will you just kind of give a brief background, what BAT does, how you guys are unique to what anyone else in the space is doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So it kind of starts with Brave, right? Like, as a browser, we basically created this user-first browser where in our thesis was basically like, you have to create a new model for monetizing the internet that doesn't require users to be tracked by different companies without knowing about it. Because if you look at how the web is funded, you go to a site, you have all these parties collecting your data, making money off of it, users not getting anything. And it's this huge privacy risk, and especially now when all this data is out there for decades at this point. So what Brave does, we block all third-party tracking. We protect the user's privacy by default, which means basically breaking monetization on the web without breaking the web functionality itself. And then we introduce the BAT, which is it's an attention token. It's a unit of account for attention. What you do is advertisers buy campaigns with Brave, and those campaigns are basically powered by BAT. Users earn 70% of the revenue for the ads that they view with our token. And then we have verified creators, so users can pay forward either automatically in the browser and from the BAT that they earn off to the creators that they spend time with, or they can inline tip or tip from the browser for YouTube creators, Twitter, Twitch, Reddit, even funding open source development on GitHub. All of these things we've integrated into Brave. So there's like tipping buttons and tipping functionality from the URL bar. But basically, advertisers buy campaigns, users earn BAT from those campaigns, and then users can either hold BAT or they can pay it forward to creators, or we have options for them to like spend BAT on like SKUs and using SKUs and things like that for like premium services, et cetera. But that was the original kind of roadmap and kind of what we brought to market. What's been really interesting too is to see secondary markets bring new utility cases for BAT. So for example, when DeFi kind of came to the scene in 2019, 2020, BAT was one of those first assets that was added to like Compound and MakerDAO, and it became really popular in Compound for a little bit in June of 2020. But anyway, so the secondary market brings kind of these new utility cases, and NFTs, we did something similar where you can use BAT to buy NFTs, et cetera. So we're really excited about those cases too, which are like fully on-chain independent of Brave as an organization, but we're working on kind of incorporating those into Brave too. But anyway, that's the long and the short of it, right? Like our thesis is like, we have advertising that you can match in the browser without having the user's data go anywhere, without Brave even knowing who our users are. And we're able to account with that using zero knowledge proofs. And we've had that in market since 2019. And so, this stuff was really early, but it's battle tested. And we think that you don't need to give your whole life away to get a pair of Nikes. Like, you can use the browser. You're already trusting the browser with your credit card. Your history's in the browser, right? Like, instead of having servers do all of that matching across all these other parties, just match the stuff in the browser to people. Put a smart ad server right in the browser and let people opt into it.
That's a good point. The whole opting in, people are more, and I'm sure Robin agrees, people are more cognizant of where their information is going, who handles it, and who has access to it.
Well, I like the option side of it.
Exactly.
So like,
and you can actually, and
I don't care if people have my data. Like myself personally, I know people are honestly, I know people are really strong on their data, and they don't want, they're like, no.
You don't care who has your data?
I literally don't care. It makes no difference to me. I live very transparent.
Wow.
I mean, I am on a YouTube channel here, so I pretty much put my life out there anyway. So David's the guy that has the black tape on his phone camera. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm not that guy. No.
But anyways, so is there, just a question, is there any upcoming partnerships or anything in the pipeline that you're excited about, or any like deals you're close to closing, or perhaps like a new utility or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that we've been really excited about is last November we introduced a self-custodial native Brave wallet into the browser. So every single one of our 55 million plus monthly active users on desktop and mobile in Brave actually has a self-custodial native browser wallet in their browser, right? So like, exactly, like our whole thing is that, we're really big on self-custody. We want to see this grow. We want to activate those users. So we're working on ways to use BAT to incentivize wallet use in Brave and kind of show people, hey, here it is. We're using, going to be incorporating campaigns with the wallet in Brave. We are working on partnerships with NFT, one of the biggest NFT marketplaces out there. I can't announce it yet, but really excited about that. That involves BAT and the Brave ecosystem. And the other thing, you could say, no, it does not start with a no.
Stop it right now.
I can't give you much more than that now. You're going to have to wait a little bit. But that said, I promise it won't disappoint. And there's, on top of just, integrating, it's also got some utility for BAT too, which we're super excited about. But I think the other thing we can start doing, when you think about it, like, okay, you got a user-first browser that kind of prioritizes the user before anything else. Then you've got Web3. We can be the gateway for that. Like, we've been a crypto company since we started. I mean, like, we used Bitcoin before we had BAT, right? Like in these proofs of concept and things like that. So, from a browser perspective, it's like, how can we leverage the browser in a way to bring Web3 to people? So, like, we have our own search engine, Brave Search. So there's ways that we could be, surfacing Web3 content for people that are curious for that. There's ways we can aggregate things in the browser. We have Brave News, where, imagine that we could also do like NFT discovery, because NFT discovery is garbage. Like, even on sites that you want us to go to, or even if you're creating NFTs, half the time it's hard to find where they are. So like, why not start to give value to our users? Like, make things accessible and supported. Don't overthink it. And then like, the market will do the thinking, right? Crypto markets move so fast that like, you can't really do much more than support the baseline, because by the time you get something out there, the trends are already shifting in a different direction. So it's kind of like, okay, support all the things, do it with the right principles, like make sure you're always looking out for the user, make sure that the user's always getting something, and then like, and that you're not you're not selling them out basically. And then, let the market roll, because that's what's going to happen anyway. And then, of course we want to make money wherever we can too, because we're in business, but, but I think, doing business with good first principles is like, it's refreshing. Like, I came from advertising. It was a complete dumpster fire, and like coming to a company where you actually care about users, not only their privacy, but like, oh wow, yeah, we include you. We give you, like, what other company gives people 70% of the revenue from anything, in crypto? Like,
well, you guys hiring?
So yeah, we are hiring. Brave.com/careers.
Robin, perfect.
No, I always think of like some of the world's largest, companies, Google, they do own YouTube, so we got to tread lightly, but with Google, I mean, how much money do they make? And they're not, if you have this giant pie of revenue, like, why not reinvest it by rewarding your users for using your product instead of going elsewhere? So I think that's an obvious smart business decision, right?
So look, and I kind of want to ask you this, and feel free to answer in more of a general term if you'd like, but with bear markets, you see a lot of projects get completely wiped out. And you said the cream rises to the crop. What do you say to those people who might be wondering, can BAT possibly fade away? Like, what? Right? I mean,
I deal with this every day. So one of the things I do aside from business operations, like I've also kind of overseen our community on the BAT side, right? Like from the very beginning. And like I said earlier, we launched in 2017. So we were there with the ICO boom, and all of a sudden it was like thousands of projects, and all of a sudden they all went away. A lot of them, we're still in top 100, right? Despite now there being over 15,000, right? Like, so it's always on top of mind. Like, we want to make sure that we're relevant, and et cetera. And I think we're really at this kind of phase now where it's like, okay, look, like, we are where we are because we didn't overplay the hype thing. We had a product. The regulatory landscape has been completely uncertain, and not just on the U.S., but you got to think about this in global terms, right? Like, and so we've always had a little bit higher stakes as far as compliance goes, right? Like, but now we've been out for a while, like the regulatory climate's changing, and we have tech that millions of people are using this, right? Like, over 10 million people have created Brave Rewards wallets to earn BAT. Over 1.5 million creators have verified to accept BAT from our ecosystem. And we're just kind of like continually growing like 2x every year, right? So like if we keep shipping useful things that keep users first, that reward them and provide value for BAT, it's the attention economy. Like it started with advertising, but anything in the browser, you can tie back to BAT, right? So new utility cases, NFTs, DeFi, payment systems, like rewards for things, all sorts of stuff's on the table, right? And really, like, the market's done a lot of help with like pointing us in certain directions where we could start to integrate these things. Like I heard you guys talking about savings accounts, like before you came on, right? Like, well, imagine you're earning BAT and you have a Brave wallet with BAT in it, right? Like we could build a one-click auto earn feature. Like we've talked about this, like in public too. Like we're partnering with Solana, right? Like that's landing very soon. So like all of a sudden you go from like kind of vaporware dreams of like scaling things on chain that were not even really thinkable a year or two ago, but on paper, now you've got a network where you could like basically scale this out and make it affordable for millions of people to use. Like even with the bumps in the road that happen, and we basically broke Ethereum when we did our token sale. Like this is like, nothing new. But the fact that this is accessible, that people could actually use this affordably, like, and then you still give users a choice. That's what we want to do. We just want to open this up for the world. We want to bring the next 100 million plus into crypto, and I think that we're in a really good position to do that.
And track record, being fully doxed, people know who you are. People, you've been through a bear market. And the utility you provide, people use every day, not just in crypto and blockchain, but advertising is the backbone of business. If you have the best product, but no one knows about it, what's the point, right?
Exactly.
I also look at BAT as it seems like you're almost like a connector of chains in a sense, because everything pretty much transacts through the internet, and you're using browsers to open up your dexes, as you mentioned, like. To get on the Uniswap, as an example, you're using a browser, and so I could just imagine that through your ecosystem you can connect different projects and products together, including your own wallet, into DeFi and
That's
NFTs.
An interesting way to look at it.
And so I feel like it
absolutely.
makes
I think
of connections instead of going to Cosmos, for example, and then trying to connect. You're already on your browser. Why not just do the one-stop shop there and just use your? It makes a lot of sense.
Well, and like we have our wallets multi-chain now, right? Like any EVM compatible chain is supported in Brave Wallet. We have Solana landing very, very soon. Is in a flag. Is behind a flag in our nightly channel right now, right? Like, and we're going to keep doing it. We're adding Bitcoin, we're adding Filecoin, hopefully both of those by the end of the year. But where I'm going with this is like, there's a complementary strategy here where you've got a multi-chain wallet that's accessible to millions of people right now. And then you've also got BAT, which can be wrapped cross-chain. So anywhere, any ecosystem that is open to supporting wrapped BAT is fair game for us to explore. And we are exploring those things, right? Because every one of these dApps, we have to get, Brave Wallet as a connection option. So it's a great way to kind of open the door and say, hey, by the way, we've got BAT. Like, let's talk about, things we can do with BAT with you guys, right? Like, and so, cross-chain BAT with a multi-chain self-custodial Brave Wallet for 55 million plus users. We want to activate them all. We want to keep growing and hit 100 million by the end of the year, hopefully.
Now, is there any kind of are you guys open to creating some of those different sectors, like perhaps a NFT sector? Or do you just want to have the connectivity instead of like maybe launching your own DEX as an example, or maybe launching your own NFT website? Is it more advantageous or your business model to just make accessibility and connect your native wallet and chain and wrap tokens to said projects? Or do you kind of see perhaps you building out an ecosystem that starts from the inside? I mean,
yeah, I think there's long-term plans are could get grand like that. I think that from our play, like we're free open source, right? Like we want to make an open accessible web for everybody, but also the market shifts so quickly, right? Like it goes from like OpenSea being like the basically Google of NFTs. Now you got like LooksRare, Magic Eden, all these other folks, and on these marketplaces are going cross chain, right? So, building something from the ground up is a ton of work. We have that with a browser. We have a bunch of other products that we also have. So I think that, like, you know, our strength could be in doing things that are, you know, user first, privacy preserving, also aggregating from the open web into like a hub where you could, you know, go, and if you have a curiosity around Web3, DeFi, whatever, NFTs, you can go there. You can find the deals there. If you have a wallet, purchase through the wallet, right? Like, make it really seamless, take advantage of the open web with a natively integrated wallet in the browser, right? Like, and kind of really bring Web3 together in that way. I think there's a lot of focus around that because we've got a lot of business units within the company too. And, you know, like, there's a whole set of things you got to do when you make your own marketplace around that too. But I think long-term, who knows, right? Like, I think long-term we'll see. But right now, we just want to get, you know, everything supported and make revenue where we can and see what the market does. I mean, I think as we've seen this week, anytime somebody thinks they can outsmart this market, the market will kick their ass, right? Like, I think, like, sorry, pardon my French, but you know, like, so, you know, it's best to just kind of stand things up, make them easy to use, make sure users are first, and then see where it goes.
Oh, 20% yield, huh? That's pretty good. Huh?
That's terrible.
Anyways, well, we do have a deep dive coming in. So we've been researching your project as far as, because, you know, to deliver as much accurate information as possible. So we're really excited to cover your project in a little bit more depth. So for our viewers that watched and want to learn a little bit more about it, probably be up in a couple weeks, right? Something like that.
2 weeks.
Or about 2 weeks from now, we'll have it
A week
out.
from this one. A week from.
We might reach out to you for some other filler data or questions.
Please do.
We look forward to talking to you again, man.
We look forward to talking with you guys again.
We love your project, man. And essentially, you know, for our viewers here, this isn't a paid thing or anything like that. It's the browser we use here at the studio. Yeah. And we were like, hey, let's see if they want to talk about it. So it's something we're passionate about. So,
and we definitely appreciate your time, Luke. We know you're busy. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
we're going to let you go, my friend. Enjoy.
We're going to bug you for some questions because we got a cool video coming out.
Yeah,
so.
Please do. And you know, our CEO, Brendan Knight, has created JavaScript. He's the founder of Brave too. He's on Twitter. I'm on Twitter. Hit us up, brave.com. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Luke. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks for having me on, Hal.
Of course.
Nice talking to you.
And then for those of you that don't have the Brave browser, like, go ahead and just at least test it out. You don't have to, like, because I know some people are like, hey man, I need an Internet Explorer.
I'll show you what it looks like. Will you pull up my laptop? Like, it's a really good looking browser.
Yeah.
You can
some
put all
people
your
are just
favorites.
stagnant, man. They don't want to change. But you know, at least go try it out. Go.
I
test
literally
the waters.
earned 1.2 BAT for doing nothing. And you scroll down here. I mean, and you can like customize these. It's super cool. Again, we're not getting paid we're not shilling you or anything. I'm just saying, like, this is what I'm using. And if you guys want to try it out, it's pretty cool, man. They don't sell any of your data. They block people that try to fish for your info. So it's really cool, and everything in here that I want to look at when I'm scrolling for news. So thank you again to Mr. Mulks, Luke Mulks, VP of Business Operations from BAT. We appreciate you, sir, and your time.
All right. So let's get into it. Let's take a look at the markets.
Yes.
Let's take a look. Where's Bitcoin? So we're under the 29,028. You know, we dipped all the way down. Well, do you know what number we dipped down to without looking?
26.2.
No.
25.5
or 25.6. Now I don't know what exchange that was on, but that was
actually, Robin, you're wrong. It was 25.4.
25.4. Yeah, I know it was 25 something.
But we wicked down there. We haven't closed down there. So.
Yeah. So there was a lot of panic. Well, why was there panic? Why were people selling Bitcoin outside of the obvious Terra Luna, outside of the obvious, interest rate hike? We had USDT, excuse me. USDT scared people last night. Tether. What was going on with Tether? So, as we know, this is a stable coin. This is not an algorithmic stable coin. This is not a something that changes by the price of, like, this is literally just backed by dollars and dollar equivalent holdings. also known as junk bonds and corporate debt and other
Offshore.
things. Yeah. So, anyways, people start we can go a little further detail when we cover this article a little later, but just a quick way of looking at this is
synopsisizing.
Yeah, is that if you sell all your tether and there's not enough money on the back end, the price starts to drop. Just simple as that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the reason that the regulators are so adamant about regulation on stable coins is because they realize the risk that if people all cash out at the same time or in the same window and there's not enough money to go around, the last people to cash out or that don't cash out that are just sitting there holding their stable coin literally lose all their value because they get all the value that was locked up gets paid out first, and then what shortfalls come is just basically a loss. So that scares people. So anyways, we saw what started to be a selling of tether, and it probably was. They say depeg. Depeg's more of an algorithm thing, but yeah, it is pegged to the dollar, so it did technically depeg, but it's not depegging because of a code issue. It's depegging because of just a massive sell pressure. And one, you probably have some large players trying to manipulate the market. When I say probably, it's almost certain. But then on top of that, you just got a lot of uncertainty. First of all, USDT sounds a lot like UST, right? And so for an unexperienced investor, maybe they pull up CNN or they're going to work and somebody's like, "Hey, did you hear about UST?" And they're like, "What? I got a lot of money in there." You know what I mean? And little do they even think about it, it's USDT. So
Luna's pumping.
What is it?
Luna's pumping.
Get out of here with that.
I'm being dead serious.
No, I'm sure it is, but nobody cares.
The people holding Luna bags care. It went from 0.05 to 0.2. So it essentially 4x. So half a penny. There's gonna be in all massive dumps. There's always a bounce. There's multiple bounces on the way up. So I wouldn't touch Terra with like. Here's the thing. I was watching yesterday. And there's YouTubers out there telling you to dollar cost average in a Terra Luna to offset your losses. Like, let it go, bro. Right? Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. Like, you if you led your people as a content creator, if you led your people to Terra, it looked like a good project on the front end. Not saying that you did something malicious, but you know what? It's time to call it for what it is. Terra Luna is dead, right?
Yeah.
Terra Luna's dead. We're not giving you investment advice, but just obvious little nugget of information here. That project's not coming back.
Yeah.
So don't put no money in it.
Yeah.
It's very simple. I mean, like, first of all, even if they theoretically fixed everything and everything was amazing and they put the God code into the algorithm, nobody trusts it anymore.
We talked about this. Yes, it's trust, man.
It's never gonna come back. It's just that's how it is. It's not gonna come back. Only way it would come back is if they rebranded it or
Do Kwon stepped away.
Yeah, Do Kwon stepped away. They changed the name and the masses didn't realize it was the same project. That would be literally the only way that would come back.
I don't think they'd have to rebrand. I think if Do Kwon stepped away,
no, they'd have to rebrand.
No, I think if Do Kwon,
there's no way they would ever get back into.
Hear me out on this. Do Kwon steps away. Elon Musk steps in. Problem solved.
No. The thing is, so Terra Luna's code is a two native asset. It's the Luna token and the UST. You can't get rid of one. Yeah. And so there's no way people are going to be using UST. There's no way. Not this year, not next year, maybe 10 years from now.
Get out of here, bro.
Maybe, and even then it's such a hypothetical maybe like.
Here's my question. Are they ever going to be able to get rid of all these tokens they just dumped on the market? I mean, the Luna.
The thing is the project's dead. What they do with what's left, who knows? More than likely, some of the founders are going to take their money. And if, you know what? And if it ain't the devs, any early investor is going to take what they have and leave.
Absolutely.
And
and what about the people already in their ecosystem? They're leaving, right?
The ecosystem's dead. Anchor's dead. Everything is dead.
You know, I talked about this yesterday.
I feel bad for the devs. I mean, think about the people that developed Anchor. Like, granted, writing might have been on the wall, but I'm pretty sure they were just working, doing their thing, and they were just leveraging somebody else's work, because that's what a layer 1 does, right? Yeah. You're just, like it's like if I build a dApp for Ethereum because I believe in it. Ethereum's fine, by the way. But if I build a dApp for Ethereum and then Ethereum just crashes, goes to zero, my dApp does too.
Yeah.
Regardless how good my protocol is, my team, my community, it's dead. And
Do
everything else is dead with it.
Do Kwon gave himself an exit valve yesterday, and in his 15 thread tweet, it was, as long as they keep building, we will survive. Well,
nobody's gonna
build.
Everything just got burnt down.
Yeah.
So like
trying to build a house back up with ashes,
and here's the thing,
ain't gonna work.
If your house burned down and say a forest fire burned your house down, okay, you rebuild, right? But you rebuild on the same land, right?
Yeah, but
here's the thing. If you have an option of picking land here that doesn't even move and the land there that doesn't move, but this land here is tested and fireproof. Obviously, you're going to build your house in the tested and fireproof land. So anyways, it's all about where you build your house. And if you have no options and you have nowhere else to go, just like if you're using the fiat system and that burns you and, you have to file for bankruptcy and you get feed to death, like you got no other option. Yeah. It's not like you can go open up a bank account in China and start paying your utility bill with it. Like, not going to work. You have no other options. But here you have options. So if you're a developer of dApps or you're just a user, an investor, you're not gonna touch Terra Luna anymore. There's no reason. You go to another layer 1.
Yeah.
There's no reason to go back there again.
There's tons of layer 1s. Definitely no shortage of layer. Who was it that said we don't need any more layer 1s? We need more dApps? Someone said that.
Ben
Armstrong.
Yeah.
BitBoy.
Yeah.
All right.
So back to the markets here though. So Ethereum under 2,000. So we are in a cheap buy zone for Ethereum. I do have some stable coins set aside, which I'm kind of nervous even holding that on the side, but
what stable coin are you using? Circle?
I have it in Tether.
You have it in Tether?
Yeah. I'm kind of
freaking out last night. Be honest, were you freaking
I wasn't freaking. You know what? Yesterday I wasn't freaking out because I was holding Tether. I was freaking out for the simple fact that it was just a market in general. Okay, let me explain this to you. If Tether goes belly up, this ain't a 1 week crash. This ain't a 1 month crash. This ain't Bitcoin goes down. Literally, crypto market will probably crypto market will be down for years. And why do I say that? Because Tether is the trading pair standard for the exchanges, and if that standard for the exchanges is gone, you can't trade. Now, I'd imagine they'd be quick to put up trading pairs between USDC. But I mean, the FUD alone, the exchanges would have to cease for some period of time. You could transact with the native, okay, let's take Coinbase, for example. Coinbase, there is 11 trading pairs in USDC. Everything else is in Tether. Just let that sink in. All freaking, was it like 80, 90 hour? How many tokens are right now?
100.
Yeah, they got a lot of tokens. All traded in Tether. Now if you use their interface, they also offer the USD. So basically
cash.
Just the dollar, the cash. So with that said, you can always use the cash, but is the back end, is it just shiny USDT? Do they use the exact same markets? I would think they probably do. They probably mirror the markets and then trade in-house Tether on their USD, their cash. Maybe they don't. Maybe they actually use cash. But I'm just saying, if you have a market already set up, you have order books already set up with Tether, and you have no other stablecoin, and you're using USD, you're probably, my guess, hypothesis would be that USD trading pair and order book is probably the same as the Tether.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
So you think they have 2 separate order books, USD and USDT, for every single pair on Coinbase?
I mean,
alpha liquidity. It would be smart.
Okay. So
it'd be smart for liquidity and order books. Anything outside of say the top 10.
Okay, Kraken has USD, USDT. They have the euro.
I know. I'm just saying that.
No, I think if you're on Coinbase, regular Coinbase,
order books for smaller projects, for liquidity and order books, it would be smart not to have a USDT because that's what people are going to use.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that, and this is all hypothesis, and maybe, and like I said, maybe they do have the order books in USD, and they're just holding all of their USD in Tether. Also possible too. So
and here's what I want you guys to understand. So yesterday we briefly touched on news about Brian Armstrong and Coinbase coming out in their letter to the SEC disclosing that people. If you're a retail investor on Coinbase and they custody your assets, so you don't move it off their exchange to a hot wallet or off storage or offline wallet, if they go bankrupt, your crypto on their exchange is considered an unsecured loan, which means your money goes away. But what I want you guys to now that includes stable coins. But what I want you guys to understand is this: if you have your money on Coinbase in USD, just dollar, not a stable coin, even if they go under, you will be protected up to $250,000. So if you're worried, like, okay, where do I keep my money? If you like using Coinbase, moving in and out of trades, I want to let you guys know that is an option. That's what I'm doing. I have it in just $1 because I am constantly scalping profits off Bitcoin. Like I sold when it came back up, dropped down, bought, just keep adding sats to my stack until, eventually get to as many as my goal is. So, just a public service announcement for you guys, just so you guys are aware. This whole Coinbase is going bankrupt thing.
I also, now, I guess, that makes sense on security. Here's the thing. You shouldn't be keeping your assets on an exchange, first of all.
Here's the problem, though, Robin. Here's the problem. If I put it on, we had Arculus on. They're a hard wallet. They say there's a swap feature in there, but it's so expensive. I remember I sent Bitcoin into Exodus. I wanted to swap for XRP, $1,000. They wanted to charge me $180 to swap $1,000 of Bitcoin to XRP. Like, that's BS, man. That's BS. So it's much easier to have cash on Coinbase so you can buy, sell when it goes up, back to cash. Your assets are safe.
Is XRP ain't listed on Coinbase.
No, I know, but I use XRP as an example, and I never use.
And XRP has got the highest fee because they know all the loopholes.
Okay, I swapped $500 of Bitcoin to ETH, and I paid $80.
Yeah,
so that's the problem. Until we find a solution to swap within our hardware wallets.
But here's the thing: the solution's there. You're just paying the fees. It's the same thing as like going to the ATM at the bar. Well, if you're going to pay $8 for the convenience.
If you're a profit scalper and a swing trader, it's just not profitable. Your overhead's too high.
But here's the thing: as I mentioned, it might be inconvenient to tip your bartender, and or whatever. Say you go a place that only takes cash. If you don't happen to go to the bank before you go there, you don't go to the institution to pull your cash out to make transactions in the currency. If you don't happen to stop by your bank and you get there and you're like, oh crap, I don't have cash. You got to go to the overpriced ATM that charges you $8 on the front end to use the transaction. And then your bank charges you $4 on the other end. It's a convenience thing. It's not that the system is broken. It's just like, hey, you didn't do it the cheapest way, the proper way. And if you want to exchange a token for the least amount of fees, you go to the order book, you sell it for a stable coin, you send the stable coin to an exchange that offers it, and then you buy it there and you move it back. It's never going to change. It's not, this isn't like some moment that like all of a sudden like things are going to like, things in the airports cost more money. You go buy flowers at the airport because you forgot to pick them up on the way there, you're paying $50 for that thing of flowers. If you had picked it up at Walgreens, it would have been $15. It's a convenience thing. And if you don't want to move your crap out of your Exodus wallet and you want to transact and swap Bitcoin or whatever, you're paying for it, bro. You don't want to pay for it? Do it the right way.
I'm not paying for shit. Anyways.
Yeah, and that's why he also goes to the airport. He's like, I ain't paying $50 for them flowers. Just waves to his wife. Hi.
Why am I gonna pay $50 for flowers, bro? The hell?
There you go. There you go.
The hell wrong with you?
Now, taking a look at the crypto fear and greed index, we're at 12. We are at 12. Where do you think we're going to be at later today? Maybe lower.
3.
So we were at 12, and then I think the 2 days before we were at 11 and 11. 10. So we were at 12, 10, and 11. So that's where we've been at for the last week. People are scared. I'm not even gonna lie. I was kind of scared. Now, I'm not scared about the future of cryptocurrency, but I was scared about where the market was going to go in the short term, just because I know a lot of people here watching might be a little over leveraged or just fearful or whatever. I don't want to see the market straight dump. And I was looking at that Tether thing, and I was like, holy crap, if this thing goes down, whoo, it's going to be blood in the streets for a minute. So anyways, crypto bubbles. ApeCoin, 34% up.
Because it is the coin for the Bored Ape ecosystem. Go look at the Bored Ape floor. It hasn't dropped because
Ethereum is cheaper. Now all of a sudden,
Ape ain't going anywhere.
Here's the thing. If you're transacting in Ethereum and you're buying NFTs in Ethereum, floor price is the same, but Ethereum is now 40% cheaper. Your NFTs are 40% cheaper. So the floor price doesn't need to drop if the price of the native asset is dropping. And then for that reason, people are still FOMOing into ApeCoin. This ain't gonna last, man. I'm sorry. That's just my look at it.
You're wrong. If ApeCoin goes away, that means Bored Ape went away. That means Yuga Labs went away.
You don't need ApeCoin to have NFT.
Yeah, but you need it to live and do stuff in their ecosystem. That is the whole point of the coin.
What ecosystem?
Their ecosystem that they're building.
It's not
the
here yet.
The metaverse that they're building.
It's not here yet. And the only reason is, the only reason it's pumping is that they had a gameplay. Did you see that?
No.
I'll pull it up when we're
Don't worry.
Stuff.
When it starts coming, FOMO's going to kick in. Not FOMO, but people are going to have to go and scoop up.
They literally just built a freaking video game, bro. It's like Fortnite without guns.
What is up with you and guns? Are you like a...
I'm saying, I'll show you the video. Tell me it doesn't look like Fortnite.
We had Crypto Stash on here. It's going to be like, will you go around and kill people like GTA? You said something like...
Because your boy's a straight Call of Duty...
You right, man?
I'm a Call of Duty mercenary, bro.
I need to be worried.
I'm a Call of Duty mercenary. Bang!
You know? I like it when he says
mercenary. This guy. Spell mercenary.
Yeah, but the confidence, if I may say, after what happened to Terra, the only thing is up is Ape. I don't know. I won't put money in there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man.
I don't feel it. Not right now.
I mean,
I'm too afraid to get scammed again.
If you want to invest in the metaverse, buy Sandbox, buy, not investment advice, but if you're looking to if you're looking for exposure to metaverse, Decentraland, 77 cents. Sandbox, $1.15. Decentraland, off of its all-time highs. Let's see. Over $5. Bro, night and day for what? For an untested new project that hasn't been released and nobody's ever played, for a token that just got airdropped 4 weeks ago. It's asinine to even think that that's a smart and reasonable thing to FOMO into. I think it's one of the worst investments out there. Literally one of the worst. It's something that came out that was overhyped. It was a free airdrop. It has no fucking utility. There's no reason to fucking have it. And you know what? For what? For a metaverse that you won't be able to play until 2025?
That's not true. They're not building out. They're not starting from scratch, bro. There's other ways, right?
Bored Ape Yacht Club is 1 year old. What from scratch? When did they start building this? Before they came out with the Bored Ape Yacht Club?
So you're saying Bored Apes are going to go to zero?
I'm not saying Bored Ape doesn't need the ApeCoin.
Yes, it does. It is the utility token of that entire ecosystem.
Okay, so you're telling me before the ApeCoin was here, what was the NFTs were here?
They were. They had no utility though. Now they have utility.
What utility do they have? Now that there's the Godsend coin has fallen upon the Bored Ape Yacht Club. Now all of a sudden they've came to life.
Okay, let me give you an example. Cyberkongs. Okay. Very well known and well respected brand, been around for a while, longer than Bored Apes. When they came out with their baby Kongs, to breed them, you had to use their utility token, which is their banana token. So if people don't have it, what do they have to do?
But
you have to go and buy it.
Is different than the ape token.
It's the same shit. It's the utility token for the project. It's the same thing. Why do you think they made people buy land with ApeCoin?
Okay, yes. They're just putting out more monetization roadmap stops. That's all they're doing.
They're putting profits in their holders' pockets.
No.
No.
They airdropped.
No. No.
Yeah.
No. I will bring on a Bored Ape holder to this show.
Okay.
We'll talk to him about
I'm not saying that the people hoarding Bored Apes aren't making more money. I'm just saying that the people that are buying Bored Ape right now are buying it for the expectation of making money, but yet all that's going to happen is that money is going to leave. That value is going to leave, and it's going to go to the millionaires that already hold Bored Ape. And the people that are buying it on Coinbase and Binance right now are going to be the ones
Are you talking
left.
about ApeCoin or the actual
the
NFT?
people that are buying ApeCoin that have $100 or $500, or they buy $80 worth of the token, and they're just buying it because they're like, well, this metaverse thing, it could probably moonshot. You know what? They're the ones that are going to be left. And the people that actually make money are going to be the millionaires that hold Bored Ape Yacht Club. The people that don't nearly even fucking need it.
Let me ask you a question. If Bored Apes comes out and said, we're gonna do what CyberKongz did, we're gonna breed baby apes.
How about this?
You need ApeCoin.
How about this? I don't care what utility you decide to use for your privileged club. I really don't. The fact of the matter is that there's tons of volume on the exchanges, and these people that are buying it don't have Kongs. They're not going to breed Kongs. They're not going to fucking use Bored Apes. They're not going to use it. They're just buying it in hopes that this metaverse thing is going to FOMO their price up. Sure. And the thing is it's not here, and it's not coming anytime soon. And when it comes, it's probably going to underperform and disappoint people if it ever does come.
You're just a metaverse hater.
No, I'm a hater on a company money grabbing, bro. And you know what? And looking at what happened with Terra Luna and all of this just goes to show you that everything might look like sunshine and rainbows on the front end. Everybody's making money. Oh my God, 20% here. Oh, we just airdropped how many billions of dollars worth of token? Oh, we just airdropped billions of dollars worth of token to everybody. Now look. $2 billion just got airdropped. So they just gave $2 billion to millionaires. And it's sad, bro. I personally don't like it. I really don't. You know what? I want the crypto scene to grow into something that replaces my bank, that makes transactions faster and cheaper, that gives me returns better than my savings account, that's secure. I don't care about a guy holding a fucking monkey picture JPEG that just made an extra $300,000 because he was privileged enough to hold it. He was privileged enough to go spend the massive amount of Ethereum to buy it in the first place. I don't care if you make money.
You got the NFT marketplace just completely out of whack.
No, I have the Bored Ape Yacht Club community out of whack. I don't care.
A lot of those people minted the Bored Apes for $300. They weren't privileged people. They literally minted them.
No, I think majority of those people that minted that were not privileged, I think they sold and they took their profits in the same way that the early investors the early investors of Bitcoin. You know, the Bitcoin millionaires, the guys that made millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars after a couple of years of holding Bitcoin back in 2013 and 2017, they sold. The whales that hold Bitcoin now.
Well, no
whales.
Shit. You can't be
exactly, and it's the same.
Sell.
It's the same when it comes to these. Just like I don't care if all of a sudden you took the top 200 addresses in Bitcoin and airdropped them a bunch of free stuff. I don't care. Like, congratulations for you. You just gave somebody that has a bunch of money more money. I don't care. I don't care if you airdrop millionaires.
Benefit of being in that community.
Yeah. The rich get richer, bro, and I don't care about that. I don't care about it. My name is Robin. I steal from the rich and I give to the poor, bro. How you doing?
Shit.
Traditional markets, where are we at? NASDAQ dumping 2% down. Started this morning, not even 0.5%. So markets, look at this.
There was, I saw a notification.
Look at this. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell confirmed by Senate for second term. Boom. He ain't going nowhere. Welcome interest rates. Probably this right here push the market down because everybody knows what this man's about. And I don't blame him.
He has to. He has no choice.
And I said, like,
You
I
know
don't
what
blame
I'm
him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him.
I got an alert. Apparently, and this might have spooked the markets, but Putin came out and essentially warned the West and said, you are risking, like, essentially starting a war with Russia.
He said that like a couple of times. Did he say it in a different narrative that was more
I haven't
damning?
had time to go ahead. You want to go over this, and I'll do a little research real quick.
Okay. Also, in traditional news, GameStop stock. There we go. GameStop stock jumps sharply in odd trading. So this is what happened. GameStop jumped up more than 30%. Why did it jump up more than 30%? Because
Wall Street bets, are they back?
Kind of. So pretty much the damn same scenario. Market's going down. So obviously some people are like, okay,
Shorts.
what are some overinflated projects? What are some projects that people just FOMO'd in that, and lo and behold, there's some people there again, didn't learn their lesson. They're like, oh, GameStop's fucking, I mean, how much of a run up did that have? They're not like trying to, now conversely, what happened before was that institutions were shorting GameStop to a point that they were trying to make them go bankrupt. This time you have investors that are like, hey, it's overbought. And they're just looking at the charts. It's overbought. The market's going down. It's probably going to have a pretty good pullback. Let me short it. Wrong community to do that to. Don't do that. These people, they will smell the blood in the water. And anyways, so lo and behold, they pumped it up again and just liquidated a bunch of shorts, which in turn pumped up the price even more, up 30%. And guess what? Robinhood back to its old tricks again and stopped trading on GameStop. So congratulations, GameStop. Robinhood for didn't Congress like weigh in on this? Like, didn't Congress have something to say about this before the first time it happened? Like they had investigations. Remember AOC? She was all like, "This is unacceptable." Blah 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 blah. She was over here just like waving her finger. And anyways, here it is again, once again.
Wall Street bets to the rescue.
Once again, bro.
Get against the words in vacation. It was a vacation time. That's what it means.
Oh man. Anyways,
so here's what might have spooked the markets too.
What do we got?
So yesterday in Biden's video, his press conference, he said the U.S. was going to release or supply 100 millions of barrels of oil to bring down gas prices, and he walked back on it today. He walked back on it. So canceled one of the most high-profile oil and gas lease sales pending before the Department of Interior Wednesday. So there goes that.
Here I also found Biden warns Democrats.
Oh, this is my laptop. Okay, let's go back. There you go. You're good.
Yeah, he pulled up his article on his iPad.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Rocco,
So I was
my
trying
bad.
to find it. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm like looking over at him like, oh, that's nice. All right. So Biden warns Democrats of voter anger and anxiety over inflation.
No way.
So Biden is saying that people might vote the current representatives out of office for failing to protect your dollar
And take responsibility.
Yeah,
From
you
both
know,
aisles,
and
from both sides.
here's the thing. I don't want to. You know, everybody always gets political, and they just there's so many problems top to bottom when it comes to politics. It's not just a Democrat and Republican thing. So you can stand on whichever party you want. I'm not going to sit here and take sides. However, the Congress is democratically held. The Democrats hold the majority, and so they do pass majority of the bills. So with that said, there's been a ton of inflation. And so more than likely there's going to be a shakeup in office seats, and more than likely the Democrat and Republican is probably going to shift, if you're asking my opinion. So be careful what you do.
Typically what happens, guys.
Yeah, be careful what you do when you're passing your laws and printing 2.5 times the amount of money supply in the course of 2.5 years, because people will be like, hey, what happened to my money? And in turn, they'll go and vote. And if your savings have disappeared, then, yeah. Also,
What are you laughing at?
I was looking at the laptop when it shows the picture. There was a guy is bending over.
oh, the guy bending over.
That amuse you, Rocco?
I think somebody in the office is gonna jump in one of the seats.
All right. Also, another inflation news here. In case you didn't know, inflation rate came out yesterday, 8.3%. Now,
And they forecasted 8.1. So even though it's lower than 8.5,
here's the
people
funny
still
thing.
freaked out.
The funny thing is that I was, I watch the traditional finance news. I watch news when it comes about like, crypto
Call of Duty.
content creators. Anyways, they were like, oh, you know what? The markets are going to bounce back. They were expecting, we were at 8.6, right?
8.5.
Last
Who called the top?
8.5. Okay, so we were at 8.5, a 40-year high. And people were like, the 8.3 came out, and they were like, hey, man, the market's going to bounce back because, we're going down. It wasn't worse. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not worse? Like, we went from 8.5 to 8.3. Like, literally, inflation is out of control. Out of control. You're losing your money.
Especially when the forecast was 8.1.
Like, God.
Look, if the forecast was 8.3 and it came in at 8.3, I think it would have been fine.
Like,
no, I'm not saying it would have pumped the market, but it wouldn't have dumped it either.
What would you do if you had all of your savings in a savings account? Okay, say you have $10,000, you have all your savings in there, and this month I say, hey, I'm taking $850 out of your account, and I just take it, and now you're down.
You don't wanna
now
do
you're
that,
down to 900.
Take it back.
I can't.
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
So now you're
Great movie, by
sitting,
the way.
instead of having $10,000 in your bank account, you're now sitting at $9,150. And then the next month I come in and I take another $800.
Do I get a say? Do I say, what are you doing?
No, you don't get none of this. So
Okay.
I take $800.
Are you doing it behind my back or in front of
No,
my
I'm
face?
doing it right in front of your face.
Because
And
I'm
I smile
punching you in
and I
the
smile
face.
when I do it.
I am
And
punching you in your...
No. I do this. I'm behind a wall. You can't touch me. And as I take it, I say, this is transitory. Don't worry about it.
Concrete wall, wood wall.
I say, I take another $800 out and I say, David, don't worry. This is transitory. It'll pass. And you know what? I'm actually taking less this time than the month before. So now your $9,150 is $8,300. Literally, that's just what happened in 2 months. That is literally what happened to everybody here. Now, I get it. This is an annual percentage, so it's just compared to the year before. So it's not compounding 8% every month. But the idea is that you were losing 8% of your money every single year, and it is not slowing down. I get it. It went from 8.5 to 8.3, but it's not slowing down. So stop it. It's still
Technically,
terrible.
it's slowing down.
Airline inflation surges 18.6%.
We booked our flights already, right?
So, yeah.
Austin? Okay, good.
So now people are traveling again, but
You think
fuel is
you
expensive.
think Spirit's going to cancel Eddie's flight again?
Probably.
Hey, Rob, we want to say hi to the Fib. He's here, please.
Oh, my boy D-Fib. My dog D-Fib up in the house. What's up, D-Fib? Where were you
Really,
at earlier?
Rocco?
Why were you late?
Really, Rocco? Don't feed into their BS, bro.
He's talking about donuts. I got these,
The Phil one, yeah.
it's a Raider
Is this the
donut.
one bite?
There's the cream in
It's
there.
got like a Bavarian cream on it.
I was going to eat it, and I was like, it's a shitty Raiders one. It'll probably taste like crap.
Oh, pretty good donut. It smells like victory.
Yeah, victory, not even getting to the playoffs. Anyways,
That's all I got.
that's all you got.
Good.
It's 11:45. We haven't gotten to our hot take yet.
Damn.
It's all good. As long as you guys are here, we will keep going. We'll keep talking. Robin's vocal cords are pent up. They're relaxed.
I didn't know I was still on camera. I wouldn't have been eating the donuts.
Go ahead, bro. You should donut, man. Go ahead, bro. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
You should donut. At least,
Hot take. Let's go.
let's go. Hot take.
It's hot.
All right. So we have to talk about this. Is a tether bomb going to explode? Is tether officially going to go zero? Hell no, man. Hell no, it's not. Tether is too big to fail. If there was any point in time that it was going to explode, it would have been last night slash this morning when it dipped all the way down to 94 cents. But it didn't. It bounced right back. Right back. Yes. Is it a little sketch? Yes. Is it a little sus? Yes. Do we know exactly what they hold, what they're pegging to? Not really. We know what's offshore accounts. We know it's junk bonds. We know some of it's US dollars. But you've been around for a really long time. We just had a massive run on a stable coin that wiped out the number 8 cryptocurrency by market cap between UST and Terra Luna 2 weeks ago. Over 60 billion in market cap. Gone. Zero. Gone. So if there was ever going to be a time where people test Tether or make a run on Tether or decide to bring down Tether, it was yesterday, and they failed. So the answer is no. Tether is not going to explode. We're going to be fine. But even if it does explode, crypto markets will hurt, but they will bounce back like always. Robin? I know it's coming. I know it. Stop. Stop it, dude.
Are you serious right now, man? Are you serious? Like you're trying to underplay. You're trying to underplay the fact that the universally used dollar stablecoin Tether collapsing or going belly up is not a big deal.
It's not happening. I'm saying it's not going to happen.
It will happen. Look, listen here, Brad. Listen here. Okay?
I can't.
You have a dollar stablecoin that is not a dollar. It's not even a dollar right now. It's 99.7%.
It's a dollar. It's a fucking dollar.
It was 94 cents yesterday.
Yeah, okay, yes, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay, what happened before UST completely disappeared? What happened? There was a Friday. It was a Friday last week. The dollar stablecoin, the UST, went down to 98 cents. It was down to 98.3 or 98.5. We covered it here on the show. We're like, hey, is this concerning? I was like, hell yeah, it's concerning. And then
it went back
the
up.
next day it goes back up to $1. And everybody's like, oh yeah, everything's cool. Everything's cool. Yeah, everything's good.
Then it
Come
dies.
Monday, boom, there it goes. You know what? Let me give you an analogy here. I'm good at an analogy, okay? Okay, we live in a village, okay? We live in a village. This village is at the base of a volcano.
Are you talking about Bitcoin City? You could have just used Bitcoin City.
Could have used Bitcoin City because
it
is at the bottom of the volcano.
Go ahead,
but anyways, you got a town, and you're sitting at the bottom of the town, and all of a sudden, top of the volcano blows off. Boom.
That sounds like a Pompeii.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The funny thing with Pompeii is that there was activity at this mountain. So you can take Pompeii as an example. So there's initial eruption, very small, whatever. You see the smoke. You see danger ahead. You're looking at the top of the volcano. You see it smoking, and naturally, your instinct, you're sitting there looking at it. You're like, "Huh, that's not good." The same way I look at a stable coin that's supposed to be $1, not $1. I'm like, that's not good. And you have yourself there, and you're so prideful of what you have, and you're so confident. You're like, we are far enough from this volcano. We're fine. Nothing's going to happen. We've lived here forever. This space is going to be here forever. The village will never go away. We don't care about this volcano. We don't care. But if you're ignorant to obvious danger and you don't react, you're going to be left holding the bag. In the same way that people holding UST saw the price of a stable coin go from $1 to 98 cents. And let me tell you here something. The Luna project got to where it was because of UST. Everybody was like, oh, everybody's using UST. That's how it came to where it went. It got to top 10 because it climbed the ranks due to its UST, its revolutionary coin. And if you thought about it, if you sat back and you thought about it, the thing that put this where it was is now broken. So if it got to top 10 because of the UST, it's going to leave just as fast as it rolled up, if not faster, if that part of the algorithm, if that part of the program is not functional. And the entire crypto universe right now functions off of UST. You trade with UST. You buy your crypto at USDT, excuse me. You use USDT. You use Tether every day when you buy and sell crypto, whether you even realize it or not. That's how this ecosystem works.
And that is why it's not going to
That's how the ecosystem went from very low market cap to the $2.5 trillion market cap at one point to 1.2 where it is now. It got to where it is because of the trading and the accessibility of all of these cryptocurrencies that are all being transacted with Tether. And if you remove that from the equation, that's it, bro. That's it. We're going to be down for a while. Bitcoin will not disappear for the simple fact that the internet will not disappear.
We both agree. If it does tank, yes. But the question is this. Is it going to? No, it's been
not. Tested. It's been
and
poked.
It rebounded.
In the same way UST rebounded.
UST went down 2 pennies. This went down 6 pennies. Big difference, man. Huge difference.
That's even worse.
Exactly, and it rebounded.
That's
Put a 1 in the chat.
That's even worse.
That's not even worse.
The first test of UST is it went down to 98 cents. This first test
I look at
went to 94.
I look at 98 cents. I would have been like, I'm a little concerned, but I'm not too worried. 94 cents, I'd be like, shit.
That's what happened yesterday.
I know, but it bounced back. It's at $1 again. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, now
if it
here's
didn't
the thing.
crumble, hold on. If it didn't crumble with everything going on right now and everything that's happened, if it didn't crumble then and it went to 94 cents, it's not going to crumble.
Okay, I think more likely than not, Tether will be fine. I am in agreement when it comes to more than likely. But you're talking about an asteroid and we're dinosaurs here, bro. Like, I'm just saying that the possibility of this happening is real. It went to 94 cents, and their likelihood of it is probably, I would say, between 20 and 30%.
You're high.
The volcano is smoking, though. The smoke is there.
Dude.
You just get a little bit of lava coming out.
Dude, I mean, you agree if Tether goes to, say, 60 cents.
Yeah, we're fucked.
For years on end, right?
Yes.
At least 1 year.
At least 2 years.
And so...
But it's not going to happen.
We were 94 cents, bro. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you want it to happen or not. If the people take their money out, that's it. There's no safeguard here.
There was a...
I'm just saying, if the people get on their account and they remove their money, which is what almost happened, and let me tell you, Tether also moved $1 billion from the Tron network over to the Ethereum network in preparation. Awfully familiar to what Do Kwon did. Remember Do Kwon tweeted out, what did he tweet out? He said, unloading, what was it? Bitcoin or something like that?
It's sending out cash or,
yeah. He's like sending,
what word did he use? Damn it! Hold on.
Liquidity. Anyways,
I'm gonna be freaking annoyed.
Guess what? Tether just unloaded a $1 billion worth of Tether from the Tron network over to
deploying capital.
Deploying capital.
Steady lads.
Guess what? Tether just moved $1 billion from Tron network over to Ethereum. Deploying capital.
And guess what happened?
Nothing. I'm just saying, bro. It's been literally 3 days since the collapse of a stable coin.
Exactly.
And everything that just happened with that stable coin is literally playing out fucking blueprint.
Except it didn't play out.
No, it did. This happened yesterday. So if it played out 2 days from now.
Been in crypto for 4 or 5 years now. We should be more aware and react better to this stuff. We should look at this
at this moment right now.
It doesn't look good.
If you're scared, move your money into USD.
That's all I'm saying.
USDT ain't going anywhere.
At this moment, you do what you want. Myself personally, you do what you want. Myself personally, I ain't keeping shit in UST. I ain't keeping shit
USDT?
In USDT.
I'm not either. But it's not going to explode. So, put a 1 in the chat if you think Tether will not explode. Put a 2 in the chat if you think Tether will explode.
Just a little explosion.
Just kidding. No, I'm talking about like tank. Go to 0.
Tank.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to our very next segment. Talking points.
No, real quick though, I do want to show you a vid I got here.
Oh, you got a vid?
I do.
Thanks, Brad.
This is from Bankless.
Oh, Raul Paul.
Anyway, yeah, you gotta just take a look
How long
at
is it?
Raul Paul's. This is a long video, but I'm only going to show you like 10 seconds.
Oh.
But look at Raul Paul's realization. You can see the realization of what is happening to UST in real time in his face. He basically, he gets, everything sinks in.
Raw emotion, man.
He knows what is going to happen. Here we go. You know what? Let me just rewind this here.
The volume too.
You gotta. Nope. Is it unmuted? Is it on M? I got no sound. Oh, here. You go ahead and pull up your laptop. I'll share mine here in a second.
Why don't you throw that link? I'll play it on mine.
Oh, it's on the the Google Drive. Just click it.
All right. Oh, there we go. All right, here we go.
People are very fearful of a massive meltdown. If like, and we should say it's not clear that UST.
Right at the beginning. You gotta pull up David's.
Can we talk about scary things in crypto right now?
Oh God.
What's happening with UST price? And Raul, I don't know if you want to pull up a chart too. It's not looking pretty.
I just interviewed Doe this morning, by the way.
Raul, when you hopped into this recording room, UST price was at 98 cents being defended. Do you know what it is right now?
No.
It's at 92 cents. Yeah. So that's $1 billion of stablecoin market cap that's gotten erased in the last 30 minutes.
That was him, bro. And
just
as bro. That's him understanding the severity of what just happened.
Yeah.
He just realized.
So that's $1 billion of stablecoin market cap that's gotten erased in the last 30 minutes.
Trader that's seen this happen on Wall Street over and over again with different institutions, and that's him just like, oh, it's done.
Yeah.
And he just talked to Do Kwon that morning, so he was already kind of bullish. And then he's all like, oh, toast.
Yeah. Hoskinson was on Twitter Spaces. Michael Saylor was on Twitter Spaces. So, curious to see what those guys have to say. Hoskinson's always got something to say. And Saylor, Saylor went on. I forget where he went on, but he was just, he put everything in perspective. He said, talk to the people that hold Amazon stock. Talk to the people that hold Google stock, Tesla stock. Talk to the people that hold gold, that hold silver, that hold bonds. No one is happy right now. Talk to the people that own crypto. No one is happy. Everyone is losing money. I think CZ lost like 30% of his net worth with this crypto crash. So no one's making money except BlackRock, if they did do what the rumor is. Of course, still rumor. Nothing's been confirmed and everything's been denied so far on the end of BlackRock, Citadel, and Gemini. But, I mean, are you really ever going to point the finger at yourself unless you're forced to? Not really. And BlackRock ain't going anywhere. Ain't nobody going to investigate BlackRock. They are the backbone of the Fed, essentially. So when the Fed goes to you and says, hey, can you help bail this company out? They're the backbone of the Fed. All right.
Got somebody new in the chat.
No licking allowed. No.
NLG. Hola! Welcome. Sin City Crypto.
No licking Gary.
Maybe it was
no licking Gary.
Maybe it's a LFG. Now it's just in. Like, no LFG.
They said, no, I don't know if it's a he or she, but they said that I lost 80% of my wallet, Luna, to the trash. Are you a lunatic? NLG, did you have a big bag of Luna, my friend? If you did, I'm so sorry, man. I feel your pain. But we learn from our mistakes and we move forward as a whole. So, speaking of Terra Luna, first article we're going to talk about. Terra, and we kind of talked about this in the very beginning of our show, their blockchain was officially halted. Breaking news earlier this morning. It's been halted by developers that block height, that number. According to a Twitter announcement, the halt will stop all transactions on the network. Wait, where the hell's the rest of my highlighting? Oh, here you go. The move is to prevent governance attacks following severe Luna inflation. I mentioned it before. They were averaging 30% inflation every hour. Every hour, their token was being inflated by 30%. Circulating supply of tokens has swelled to 3.45 billion, now over 30 billion. Such massive inflation has significantly reduced the cost of potential attacks. Now that the governance token has become increasingly cheap, bad actors can potentially scoop up a large number of tokens in order to gain control of the network. What does it matter, man? Your network's dead. What does it matter if maybe the hackers can take control of it and do something better with it than Do Kwon did. So, Robin, are you in line with what I said?
Here's the thing: if
you want to see the attackers take over the network and maybe do some.
Here's the thing: what happens? And I'm not saying this is going to happen. Yeah, probably will actually. But what happens when all of the investment money, liquidity is gone in a project? The devs shut it down and walk away with what's left. Right? That's every single rug pull. Not saying this is a rug pull because it's not. It's just a faulty code. But every single project that goes under, no. Every single rug pull does this. They shut the blockchain down and they take what's left.
Yeah.
A lot of failed projects also do the same thing. They realize they're in a death spiral. There's no way out of it. And as a dev, you can be like, well, how much money do they have? I don't know. They probably have like $50 million right now. You can say, you know what?
About their market cap?
Yeah.
Oh, it's more than 50.
They're outside the top 300 now.
There's no way their market cap. No, it's in the hundreds of millions. Terra Luna's market cap is still in the hundreds of millions. I can guarantee. I would put my $5 million life insurance policy on it. Anyway, so what Robin was saying was pretty much, Jesus Christ, 70 million, 73 million.
So like I was saying before,
how much is the market cap?
You have a dev team. You have $70 million now. And that was just an estimate, 50 million, but it wasn't far off. So
you're definitely closer than I was. Holy shit.
I told you, bro.
Under 100 million?
So, like I said, you shut the protocol down. All the tokens are locked.
Is accurate.
All the tokens are locked. And whatever the dev team is holding, you can just leave with that. And so you can leave with $70 million. You can walk away and not be broke or poor. You know, you got to figure they have expenses. They have an office building, a corporate building. They have loans and debt. This is what companies do when they go under. They liquidate what's left. Yeah. And unfortunately, one of the likely scenarios that a lot of companies go through when they go under is they sell all assets on hand. And you know what? Freeze the blockchain, walk away.
Is Do Kwon's name dead in the crypto space?
Absolutely. You can't come back from that.
You can't come back. What if he tries to go undoxed again and launch another like he did with
his name is too high profile now. His reputation's toast.
Now.
Yeah, his reputation's
I wouldn't
toast.
touch anything he did. Nothing.
No. Yeah, of course not.
It is the second project though. It's the second time.
Terrible, man. You know, I wonder I wonder if they could have done something when it dropped to under 98 cents. Or was it just doomed from the get-go?
It was doomed.
I'm not a developer. I don't know the code language. I don't know if there was a fault in the code.
Here's the problem. The problem was that it wasn't collateralized by anything, not even Bitcoin. The thought was, we will. And they bought Bitcoin. It just wasn't part of the algorithm. It was never incorporated. So when you started having these massive sell-offs, there was nothing that could be done with the Bitcoin other than unloading it on the exchanges to stabilize the price. That was literally the only thing they could do. But by then, you had $3 billion worth of Bitcoin on a $50 billion project. And you're hemorrhaging money at a rate of $3 billion every hour, probably, somewhere in there. So When they threw that Bitcoin up there, it did nothing besides shift that money from their treasury assets to whale wallets that were selling. That's pretty much what.
It's like putting a Band-Aid in a shotgun.
Yeah. It's like the Titanic sinking, and you're down there in the hull of the ship with some flex tape. And you're like, like I saw this on a commercial.
Oh, wait, there is more. Keep down more.
You can wait, there's more. Then all of a sudden you got the cock gun. And you're like we got Flex Seal. It's like, it's too late, bro. It's too late. The damage is done. The ship is sinking. You can throw whatever the hell you want at it. The algorithm was not sufficiently. It wasn't sufficient. It wasn't balanced. It couldn't handle massive volatility. And the problem is that the project just grew so large. There was no way that it could sustain the sell-off that it had. It's just mathematically it couldn't. And so I wouldn't touch a single algorithm token. There's no reason. At this point, hear me out. Is there any reason on this earth at this moment to put your money, your hard-earned money, into an untested asset class called a algorithmic stablecoin when you have a perfectly good stablecoin on the side that might still collapse? But, and I'm talking about like USDC. Keep it in USDC. Keep it in Tether. Whatever. At least that's better than an algorithmic stablecoin.
If you had to pick one of the stablecoins that are left to make it, what are you picking? USDC? You have to, bro. You have to.
Yeah.
They got fucking BlackRock behind them. Like, you have to.
You know what I would do?
What?
I would, whatever stablecoin I have at this point, I would just put it in Bitcoin, even though it's going down right now.
It's going to keep going.
The losses of Bitcoin are going to be less than everything else.
Yes, 100%.
So
and it'll be the first
what's the worst case scenario? It goes down 30%?
And guys, if you
you can just cash it out. You can hold it in physical dollars.
Yes.
You know,
and here's the thing too. You know, I always preach follow the money. Go look at the Bitcoin dominance week ago to today. Tells the story. All right, let's move on. We're not going to spend too much time on this one because we just got done with a hot take and we mentioned it during the market overview. But still want to talk about some numbers here with the Tether DPEG. Went down a slip as low as 0.9455 cents. However, it has now recovered to trade at the price of almost $1. The notice mentioned that they have provided stability and some expected market panic. It added that Tether has allowed more than 300 million USDT redemptions in the last 24 hours, while it is still processing over 2 billion today, and that too without any issue. Now, the Tether chief technology officer, or I think CTO, said that their portfolio is extremely solid and depegging won't happen. People can redeem at any time. We never refuse one single redemption in the history of Tether. On being asked about the recovery from the Luna crash, he said that it is a tough call. I think that if they are able to explain what happened and in order to regain confidence in market, they need to grow organically and slow. Not happening. They ain't explaining what happened because we all know what happened. And there's no coming back. There is zero chance that they gain any confidence from any investor to help push this price back up. So Luna's dead, guys. Luna's dead. We all lost money. Again, myself, Robin, Rocco included. We all feel the pain, but we're going to learn and move forward, and we're going to stay vigilant. You got anything else to add, Robin, before I show our Janet Yellen video?
Nope.
All right. So this is not a video of Yellen, but so she was called to the Financial Services Committee to testify about risks to our financial markets. And of course, stablecoins was a topic. Now, there's transcripts of what she said with stablecoins, and that is an article we're going to talk about next. But before I talk about that article, I want to show you. This is Representative McHenry. I believe, I'm not sure what party affiliate he is, but doesn't matter. But hear what he has to say about stablecoins, okay?
Digital assets and stablecoins for a moment. This week, we've seen dramatic volatility within a particular algorithmic stablecoin. And by its nature, it is not stable when it doesn't have backing by something real and of substance. And I want to be clear that not all stablecoins and not all digital assets are the same. This example this week is a clear sign to the broader world that that is true. Not all these assets are the same, nor should they be regulated the same. And in fact, we have no regulatory sphere or recognition of digital assets. We don't have a federal regulatory regime for stablecoins, and we need it. And I think there's bipartisan understanding of that.
All right, guys. So, important key here. He's distinguishing not all stablecoins are the same, and they should not be regulated the same either. All right. Now, on to what Janet Yellen said. She floated the idea that a CBDC could diminish the proliferation of stablecoins. In addition, she explained that a CBDC could exist with stablecoins in the right environment. I think, and she goes on to say, I think a benefit of using a CBDC would be that it might diminish the proliferation of these stablecoins, but it depends on the design, exactly how the CBDC is introduced. There are issues around that. Privacy is an issue with the Fed amassing consumer data, which is what we all talk about. But there could continue to be stablecoins that coexist with a CBDC. They may offer some benefits in terms of faster and more efficient and cheaper payments. I think we should be open to innovation. And then they asked her when she thought the rise of digital assets should start raising red flags, brought in the 2008 meltdown, to which she said, I cannot give you a numeric cutoff based on market capitalization, but what I do see is that the use of digital assets is rising very rapidly, that they present the same risks, run risks, payment risks, and really we need a comprehensive framework so that there are no gaps in regulation. Sounds pretty common sense. Robin, what are your thoughts?
Man, the timing of this one, bro. What a timing, bro.
In a good way or a bad way?
Just a thought. Just a funny way, bro. Ain't it funny? Ain't it funny how UST comes down and all of a sudden Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen pops up like bing, like, hey, I see stablecoin market. Just,
that's why the government was also behind this, guys. Yeah. I'm all full-blown conspiracy.
No, they're taking advantage of a situation.
You know what though, man? You know what though? Honestly, they got it. I'm not gonna hate on them this time. I'm not gonna hate on Janet Yellen this time.
I mean, it makes sense.
A lot of people lost money, and it was because of the fault of one person. Fault of one person.
No, it's the fault of multiple people. It's the Terra Luna Foundation. It's
the next article I'm gonna go over. It's the fault of one.
No, here's the thing. Like you can put ignorance on people, but there's
we talk about accountability all the time in the studio.
The people that work.
It starts at the top.
It starts at the top, but there's people that wrote that code. There's people that vetted it. There's projects that there's organizations that look at open source data to see if there's problems with it, and there's obviously could have been and should have been, and hindsight. But you know what? It's not like something changed in the algorithm that nobody saw. It was there the whole time. And you know what? People just either, one, ignored it, or two, didn't take the time to research it properly. And if you're going to list it on Binance and you're going to list it on Coinbase, you're going to list UST, you would assume that the entities that are listing it would have their best interests for the investors, and they would look into a project. Be like, hey, this UST, this Terra Luna just came out of nowhere and exploded. Maybe we should look at it. Maybe we should have some kind of expert in blockchain technology look at the open source data and be like, is this gonna stabilize with a massive market cap? Can this algorithm work with $50 billion worth of transactions if the market tumbles? Like, that's the thing. Nobody took the time to look at it. And you know what? And if nobody takes the time to protect their own investors, Coinbase and Binance don't take time to protect their own investors by vetting projects, or the dApps that build on it, the developers of Anchor aren't like, hey, is this a good sound project for us to build on it? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of blame to go around. Yes, it falls ultimately on the leader because, at the end of the day, the head coach gets fired when the team doesn't make the playoffs. But you know what? It's more than just the head coach's fault. The players and the other coaching members and the other thousands of different moving parts also got something to do with it.
Yeah. And, I said this next article. Well, here's the next article. Do Kwon outed as co-founder of previous failed stablecoin project. According to a new report from CoinDesk, Terraform Labs CEO Do Kwon was previously involved in stablecoin project Basis Cash under the pseudonym Rick Sanchez. If true, it would mean that UST is not Kwon's first foray into algorithmic stablecoins. CoinDesk claimed to have communicated with 2 former developers with knowledge of the project who claimed to be able to confirm Kwon's involvement. Basis Cash was an early contender in the algorithmic stablecoin field, launching on Ethereum in late 2020. Right now, one Basis Cash trades for 0.007. Now, Bitcoin Basis Cash was inspired by Basis, which was formerly Basecoin, which had put forward the idea of an algorithmic stablecoin as early as 2018. However, that project was shut down over regulatory concerns. Under the pseudonym Rick, which was Do, and alongside his as yet unidentified co-founder Morty, so Rick and Morty, like the freaking cartoon, and then they revived the project in the late 2020, which led to UST. And Do Kwon was telling his people, this is a pilot project. Pilot, what does that mean? The beginning. We're testing it because that's what we want to do. But it failed. And you still launched a freaking algorithmic stablecoin. I hope you at least changed some code. You changed something. Or did you just copy paste a failed stablecoin into a new one?
Here's also, I was really moved.
Man, like, what kind of bullshit is this, bro?
You pulled this up yesterday, and it was so damning, bro.
This one?
No.
This article?
This thing I got up, this tweet I got up on my laptop.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to pull it up again, bro.
It's,
Do Kwon responding to a few weeks ago, back in November 25th. You went over this yesterday. I want to go over it again.
Go ahead, man.
A few weeks ago, I responded to blah, blah, blah's tweet with a brief outline of how a wealthy attacker could not only break Terra money, but profit heavily doing it, a Soros-style Black Wednesday attack. But below, I provided the detailed breakdown. $1 billion worth of capital is needed. Basically, $1 billion you can crash. It was probably more like $3 billion at the time of writing because November 25th, Terra Luna was not as prominent as it is now. So Do Kwon replied to this idea, this notion, back in November. Replied back to this notion that, hey, you can crash this business model. And he said probably the most R word, I'm not even going to say it. I don't like this word. But probably the most R word thread I've ever read this decade. Silence is perfectly acceptable option if stupid. Billionaires in my following. Go ahead, see what happens. He said, billionaires in my following. He's inviting people. And then not to mention, he doubled down and he put up a bounty. He put up $3 billion worth of Bitcoin and said, hey, break the system. Not only will you profit from breaking it, but I'll throw you $3 billion in capital when it starts to go down. I'll just liquidate this $3 million and just sell it to you too. Sprinkle a little bit of juice on top. But all right, that's all I got.
Yeah, man. He and I was going back and reading some of his tweets from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. He just got into himself, dude. He just like couldn't be touched. It's like he was immortal. He was shitting on people on Twitter, making fun of people, calling them out. And look who's the clown. The clown who ruined multiple people's lives, put people in financial ruin. Do Kwon, you can leave the crypto space. You are no longer needed. Please don't come back. All right. I think there's one more article. Yeah. Okay. So we'll go through a couple more here. This was just from yesterday. You know, we brought up that tweet that Hoskinson put out, and I did mention it is speculation, it is rumor, it is conspiracy, but nonetheless, we can still speculate and give our opinion. BlackRock and Citadel and Gemini officially gave statements. Asset manager BlackRock and hedge fund giant Citadel Securities have denied trading the troubled UST in separate emails sent to Forbes. Following on a tweet from Gemini posted earlier, they denied making a 100,000 Bitcoin loan to any large institutional counterparties. Rumors that BlackRock had a role in the collapse of UST are categorically false, said BlackRock spokesperson Logan Kofler. In fact, BlackRock does not trade UST. I'm not sure if I believe him. BlackRock, on the other hand, recently became the primary reserve manager for the cash reserves of another stablecoin, USDC, and made a strategic investment in Circle's latest $400 million round. So, of course they're going to deny it. No shit. You're not going to point the finger at yourself unless you're forced to. And no one has the strength to force BlackRock to point the finger at themselves, and it ain't going to happen.
You're tripping, bro. I understand your conspiracy theory. It lines up with the narrative you're trying to push here. Oh, you know. They're a publicly traded company. They got to divulge their income. So if they
BlackRock, they run the world, man.
Okay, it doesn't matter who you are. You're a publicly traded company. You need to itemize or explain where all of your profits come in from.
Not if you're BlackRock.
No, BlackRock included. You can't just all of a sudden be like, yeah, we didn't crash Terra Luna. We didn't make $5 billion, and then come your quarterly report. You can't just pencil in $5 billion and just be like,
they don't pencil
that was a gift from my mother-in-law. Like that's not how things work, bro.
Yeah,
so I'm sorry. It's a cute little conspiracy theory. I get it. It makes sense. It's a publicly traded company. You can't just profit off of another company's demise, lie about it, and then not have it on your quarterly report. So
it won't be there.
Didn't happen. Sorry.
Ozark style, baby. This was from Popsicle Sales. All right, and just the last thing I want to talk about. Just
it was a nice show. I like it.
You know what, Rob? Since it's your
$5 billion,
Robin,
$5 billion gift from old Gam Gam.
Robin, Robin, since it's your first day back, you picked the last one. You want to talk Australia's ETF? Grayscale holds a private.
So Australians
ETF, Bitcoin and ETH spot ETF launches today.
That's a good one. Okay.
Grayscale holds a private meeting with SEC.
Dang, that's even better.
Bitcoin mining difficulty.
Okay, scratch the Bitcoin mining.
Coinbase CEO clears the air on bankruptcy, or Warren Buffett doubling down on crypto.
Dude, that's a good one. What was the first two? I like the first two.
Australia, Bitcoin and ETH spot ETF, and then Grayscale holds private meeting.
Leave it there, baby. Let's go. All right,
let's go. Last article we're going to talk about, my friends. We're almost done, I promise. I know we're going on 2 hours, but there's just so much to talk about, so much of our opinion we want to give to you guys. So feel free to leave if you got things to do. Please don't leave. All right, so Grayscale holds private meeting with SEC discussing Bitcoin spot ETF transition. Grayscale, the world's largest Bitcoin fund, reportedly met with the SEC in private last week. Do you think Gary Gensler was at this meeting? I think his cronies were there.
No.
This is the assistant to my assistant, Rebecca.
He's drinking that like fancy coffee.
No, he's drinking that La Croix, the La Croix freaking sparkling water that had roaches in it. Anyways, the company.
This is how you say it. He doesn't say XRP. He say XRP.
XRP. Stupid.
No, he does. It's real.
I'm sure. The company argued that the commission should approve its transition into a spot ETF to unlock over $8 billion in value for its investors. In a presentation, Grayscale claimed that a spot ETF would be, quote, no riskier than a futures ETF. At the moment, Grayscale's actual trust, GBTC, is trading at a 25% discount to its underlying Bitcoin holdings. Company argues that this discount will disappear upon conversion into an ETF, thus bringing immense value to current investors. Big Rob.
Ooh, that is juicy.
Big Rob, what's up?
What is it right now? Google
GBTC?
Search for me. GBTC discount premium. I want to know what it's got to be lower than when they wrote this article, I would assume. So anyways, here's the thing. If you adamantly believe
29% discount.
29% discount. Damn. If you adamantly believe in the fact that Grayscale will be the
$17
for what?
What?
For GBTC.
Okay. It's still just take 30% off of the price of Bitcoin. That's what I'm
saying. So right now it's Bitcoin is at 17,900.
Oh, you said $17.
Yeah.
I'm like $17. So 1,700.
$17.90.
It's not $17. You're looking at
that's the price of GBTC, bro.
That's the trust. Okay. It doesn't. It's not. I'm just saying, you take 30% off the price of Bitcoin, 29% off the price of Bitcoin. That's what it's trading for. Anyways, so with this right here, if you believe that Grayscale will be the first, if you believe they'll be the first ETF and that they'll transition, you should hedge your bet because I believe it. And you can get 30% off of your Bitcoin, and all you simply have to do is wait for them to transition from a business model they have now, which is just the trust, and just hodl. That's all you gotta do. Very simple. And the fees you pay on this trust is annual. I don't know if they break it down per month and take an annual. Anyways, it's an annual percentage, but anyways, you get some discounted BTC there. Here's one thing though. So that's cool. You can get some cheap BTC and save 30%, and it'll convert over when they change to an ETF.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
But
it's actually a really good idea.
Here's my proclamation here. You ready? The bear market will continue until this day when the Grayscale Trust flips and turns into an ETF.
I've been saying
that will be the end of the bear market. I'm not saying it'll be the bottom. Not saying it'll be the bottom. It's not like it's going to be the lowest point. This passes and then it's the highest point. But the bear market, the levels that we're at now will be over, and I think it'll be in November or whatever it is. I think we'll take a leg up. I think instead of having $30,000 Bitcoin or $25,000, wherever the hell we're going to be at here in next week,
knows, right?
Wherever that Bitcoin is, it'll go up. It'll be 50,000, 60,000, whatever it is, and it'll trade there for a little while, and then you'll get the next run up and the next real bull cycle.
We are fucked. We are fucked, guys. Copper is down 3%. Trying to put some smile on you guys' faces, all right? We are done with our talking points. Market analysis segment's going to be super quick, guys. Just want to share some TVL and just look at the Bitcoin chart. We'll be done, okay? Go ahead, market analysis.
Hold on a second.
I got something to say too.
Hold on.
Let me.
One thing,
Kenny real quick.
One thing. I just realized when you said LaCroix or whatever.
Yeah, LaCroix.
I've been drinking that all week. And there's roaches in it. I didn't know how it was. I didn't know it was spelled. I didn't know it was spelled like that, bro.
Yeah.
What about roaches?
Cockroaches.
What about it?
It's okay. You're a cockroach. Same.
I ain't trying to drink no roach water, bro.
Kenny, it's not gram. It's gam. So just remove the R. Just want to say that. Thank you so much. All right. So let's just briefly look over the market. 206 billion in total volume. Bitcoin dominance is almost at 45%. We were at around 41 just a week ago. People are moving their money out of these alts and into Bitcoin. King Bitcoin, because we know when the crypto market bounces back, first will be Bitcoin. Just absolutely decimated market cap. We're down to 1.2. I called for a $800 billion market cap on crypto. I still believe that to be true. Doesn't scare me. Actually excites me. Give me more buying opportunities. Let's just take a look at where UST is at really quick. UST is at 36 cents, and then Terra Luna was at a couple pennies last time I looked. All right, let's look at total value locked. Okay, let's see what the top chains are doing. How much they're losing, because we know they're losing. All right, so ETH lost 24% in a day. BSC, which is the Binance Smart Chain, down 17%. Avalanche 30%. If we flip it the other way, let's see who lost the least. That's a well-known. Oh, look, Bitcoin didn't lose any. Stacks staying strong. You have the KuCoin network staying strong. Tron, EOS, and then BSC. But obviously Luna's not on here anymore, guys. They're gone. Solana is all the way down here. They're down 21%. Polygon down 22%. So money is moving out of crypto, moving out of these chains, out of DeFi. So it's going to take some time for that money to pour back in. Now,
you mentioned Solana, bro. With all the shit that happened with Terra Luna, faulty.
I dumped my Solana for a big loss, man.
I mean, here's the thing, man.
Loss.
Like, do you trust Solana? I mean, it's had its hiccups. It's crashed 8 times. And
Solana's got more utility.
It crashed. It's 8 times, right?
7 times.
7.
It's got more utility than Terra, and it doesn't have an algorithmic stablecoin.
When the number 8 comes out, I'm just saying this is an example of how faulty code can snowball out of control. And the faulty code of an algorithm, which blockchain is nothing but an algorithm, essentially.
Yeah.
Faulty code crashed the top 10 project. I'm just saying,
hey,
a little more hesitant looking at Solana with all of its hiccups. Just a reminder, faulty code, you lose all your money.
Hey, Russell, you are one of our, you were one of the first community members. You're always in the chat. You're always so supportive. Terra Luna is not coming back, my friend. There's 0 chance that Terra Luna comes back. The only reason they shut down the blockchain, the Terra Luna chain, was not only because of the governance issue. It's what Robin said. They're trying to just salvage what's left. There is no coming back. You flooded the market. You 100x'd your coins in the circulating supply. People have 0 confidence in you. Founder hasn't even come out and apologized. Nothing. Had no responsibility, no apology. People have lost trust. UST ain't coming back. We saw he did it. We showed you the article. He did it back in 2020 with Basis Cash. And did he try to bring that back up to $1? No, he left it. And he's going to do the same with UST, my friend. Terra Luna is a dead project. There's a ton of YouTube channels that will just feed you what you want to hear. This is not one of them. We will always keep it 100% honest and real with you guys. That way, if we are wrong, we don't feel bad, because at the moment, based on our research and what we think, we told you what was really on our minds, not what you wanted to hear. All right? We love you, Russell. This is a Bitcoin chart. I want to pull it back up real quick, Rocco. We are sitting a little under our 29.5 big resistance. If we close here, this will be the second day we've closed underneath 30K, which is not good, but give you guys some hope, right? Looking at candles, right? If this candle stays like this and closes, this is very bullish. This is called a hammer, and hammers on longer time frames, this is a daily chart, that come at the end of an extended downturn. Doesn't matter what color it is. They are like 80% a reversal signal. And again, candle measures sentiment. So you look at a candle. Price opened up here at 28.9. Sellers pushed it all the way down to 25.5. But there was enough buyers in there to push the price back up to 28.4. Even got higher. Even got to 30K. The buyers were even able to get at 30K. Sellers pushed it back down, but it's still staying steady. So the gap between open and close right now, if I just real quick measure, is about 1.8%, which is nothing. So essentially, Bitcoin is down 1.8% over the last 24 hours. We still have about 4 hours and 4.5 hours before this candle closes. But if it stays like this, we'll wait for confirmation tomorrow. If we see a green candle tomorrow with a big body, there is going to be a reversal, and I think we'll touch halfway up to this point, so about 34,000. All right, that's all I got. We got anything else to add, Rob? Before we sign on? All right, guys, remember tomorrow's Friday, which means Forrest is back on. It's going to be, I'm sure there's a lot to look at. Entry point, exit point, whatever the case may be. If you guys have anything you want us to ask Forrest, please feel free to comment.
I'm excited, man. I want to know where's a good price to get in on Ethereum and Bitcoin.
Yeah,
I have a stable coin on the side. I have ammunition, and so I did buy Bitcoin at 36, but I didn't go all in. I got it's like about half of my stable coins left over.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm looking for a good entry point.
Yeah. So we're excited about that. It's going to be another great show. I'm sure something will happen as we leave or overnight. So go ahead and roll the outro, Mr. Producer. On behalf of myself, Robin, welcome back, Robin, and Rocco, we thank you guys. Thank you so much for sticking with us. We stick together through the hard times and we prosper through the good times, my friends. We are a community. We are a family. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
See you.
I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turn into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink leader, smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on a